happy Mother's Day, everyone who is celebrating that today. This is my celebration. Actually, my kids took me out last night. That's been our tradition since we've been doing Mother's Day concerts. Welcome. Welcome to everyone. And I've got to say that I am so incredibly excited and very proud of these kids, the ones on stage and the ones who are to follow. As I've told all of them in both groups, they are now much more powerful musicians than they were even 5 months ago. What they've learned in the last few months, they've all learned to read in different meters and changing key signatures and things that happen really quickly, and they have to count, watch, and listen. They all know that little mantra that we have, and they've become quite good at it. And I'm extremely proud of them all, and you should be very proud of them as well. So let's give these kids a hand before we start. A few thank yous. Sadie Mickelson is sitting in on cello as our bass player. Our principal cellist in crescendo. I'd like to thank, we have a new education director in Marin Symphony. Jenny Douglas is now actually on staff, as well as she was our fearless leader of the Youth and Education Committee on the board, a wonderful violist who is principal violist in Marin Symphony, but now she is actually our education director, and that is just so exciting for us. The education program has been just flying. We've just been doing a lot of new things, and a lot of it is with Jenny's encouragement all along, and now she actually has an official position, which we're all very excited about. And one of the big things that I want to tell you about is that we have a really special thing that's going to happen that's going to involve all the groups next year, and that is that Midori, the very famous violinist Midori, is going to be in residence with us for a week. And we'll do workshops with all of the groups, and so all of the kids are going to be able to be on stage with Midori. And that will be in, I forgot the month, but anyway, it's sometime in the second half of next year. Anyway, so that's something that's we're really excited about. We said goodbye to Jeff Bumsall, our wonderful executive director, who was so supportive of the youth and education component of Marin Symphony. And in fact, a lot of what we're doing is really his legacy, and the Midori especially. He had worked with her in another orchestra and really helped us get her here and set the groundwork, laid the groundwork for getting Jenny on as our education director. So thank you to Jeff. He's in Spokane, Washington now. Yes. I'll keep the rest of the thank yous as brief as I can. The Youth and Education Committee, as always, has been really supportive and helpful. My dear colleagues, Andrei Gorchov and Ann Kranitsky, the best two people anybody could hope to work with, and let's give them a huge hand. Andre is the gentleman you see running around doing everything. I don't know how, he just has 2 hands, but he does it, and 1 brain, and he does it. I don't know, he's amazing. And then tonight at 7 o'clock is the Youth Orchestra concert, and I hope that some of you can make that. I know it makes for a long day, but they're doing a really exciting concert. One of the pieces they're doing is Beethoven's 7th Symphony, and we're going to do an arranged version of the slow movement from that in overture in a few minutes. I'd like to also thank all the teachers, public, private school teachers, private teachers. Thank you so much. Is anybody here a teacher in a school or a private teacher? Do we have anybody who was able to make it? Great, yay, thank you. And of course, as I said before, the kids. I wouldn't be up here if it weren't for you all, and I really mean from the bottom of my heart that I love coming every single Sunday. Every single Sunday. I never, ever regret coming here. So thank you very much. Our first piece is something that I don't know how many orchestras have performed this in the world. I would venture to say that this is a Marin County premiere. I'm going to say this is a Marin County premiere. There. And variations on a theme by Eric Satie, by Timothy, and I don't know how to say his last name, maybe Broga, I'm not sure. Anyway, he's an alumnus of one of my alma maters, Northwestern. He's a little bit older than I am, but he did go to the same school and study with some teachers that I had as well, who were much older when I had them. Anyway, he was a composition student at Northwestern and taught school for a while. He did these variations, which are really neat, based on let me find the name of it. It's based on the melody found in the first movement of Peccadille Importune, Annoying Offenses, written in 1913. And the actual tune that this is based on is called Être jaloux de son camarade qui a une grosse tête. Being jealous of your friend who has a swelled head. We'll think about that one. Satie was really eccentric, and you can kind of tell from the names of his pieces. He wrote in small forms. He also worked with Jean Cocteau and some of the really great artists of the avant-garde movement in Paris in the early part of the 20th century. And he was actually very well regarded by Ravel and some other composers. Variations on a theme of Eric Satie. The flying baton is a joke between me and Crescendo. Did I do it in a concert before, or was it always just a rehearsal? Rehearsal. Both? Somebody says both. Maybe a long